Somerset, Australia would like you to sit back, relax and enjoy the following program.
The Senate's budget blockade sparks fears of interest rate rises. Aborigines claim they've been sold out over Mabo. And Wayne Rainey talks of rebuilding his life after his terrible accident.
From National 9 News, this is Nightline with Jim Whaley.
Good evening. Last night's Senate rejection of key tax bills has sent jitters through the markets, prompting predictions of rises in interest rates. Credit rating agency Moody's also say continued budget uncertainty may put the dollar into a slide. As for those personal income tax cuts, they now appear to be a long-term proposition at best. Peter Harvey has the details. After the break, a warning about ultrasound tests, and Australian peacekeepers return from Cambodia. The use of ultrasound is a source of reassurance for women during pregnancy. But now there's some worrying research from Western Australia that suggests multiple tests could lead to smaller babies. Cheryl Taylor reports. In a moment, our world focus tonight. What future for Russia? The Russian people are still coming to grips with the events and aftermath of an astounding week in Moscow. They saw the showdown between President Boris Yeltsin and the rebellious parliament turn from a war of words to a bloody fight at the Russian White House. Yeltsin has portrayed himself as the champion of democracy, promising elections in December. But on a day when Russians were burying their dead, there are worries that Yeltsin will be reluctant to share his newfound power. For many, the signs are bad: continued censorship and his sacking today of the highest court in the land. In tonight's World Focus, James Mates looks at the future for Russia now that the last remnants of communism have been stamped out. And still to come tonight, the latest finance and weather, and the battle of paralysed motorcycle racer Wayne Rainey. To sport now, it's been a disappointing day for the Australians at the Indoor Tennis Championships. Doubles top seeds Mark Woodford and Todd Woodbridge bowed out to German pair Mronz and Riemann. Woodford also lost his singles quarter-final to Czech Peter Korda. South Africa's Wayne Ferreira is through to the semis after his victory over Jonathan Cantor. And tonight, defending champion Goran Ivanisevic also moved through with an easy win over Michael Pernfors. In Sydney today, the Nine Network and the Australian Rugby League agreed to a new 7-year deal, giving the network exclusive rights to the sport until the year 2000. The agreement means Nine will continue its premiership and state of origin coverage, while international matches also return to the network. Well, we've seen so many Grand Prix motorcycle crashes where the rider gets up and walks away that we've grown to think they're almost impervious to damage or injury. 4 weeks ago, American Wayne Rainey crashed in what seemed like just another spill, but he's still paralysed from the waist down. This report from Tim Sheridan. In finance news, the Australian share market gained another 3 points today, making a total rise of 50 points for the week. In Tokyo, the Nikkei rose 113 points. In London tonight, the FT100 is 4 points up in morning trading. Gold is up slightly to $357.75 an ounce US. And in European trading tonight, the Australian dollar is buying 65.46 US cents, 1.06 Deutschmarks, 68 yen and 42p. The national weather, and there's a low-pressure trough over the centre of the continent and a series of cold fronts south of the Bight. The forecasts: an early shower in Darwin, fine in Brisbane, a late change in Sydney, fine in Canberra, showers in Melbourne and Adelaide, colder, windy conditions and showers in Hobart, and another fine day in Perth. To finish tonight, the work of one of the world's most celebrated dancers and choreographers, Agnes de Mille, who's died in New York at the age of 88. a niece of movie director Cecil B. DeMille. She was credited with creating the dance style which went on to dominate the big Broadway shows and Hollywood musicals like Oklahoma. Good night.
This program was proudly brought to you by Ansett Australia.